Welcome to Lothar's Guitar School and today's lesson on wave, chords, melody, improvisation and the analysis. For the analysis you should be at least familiar with the modes. There's a lesson on it that I suggest you check it out if you don't know. And of course the circle of fifth to know which key we are in. There's a lesson on that as well. Now let's look at the analysis. Wave is in the key of D major. And the A section starts with a D major. The introduction, though, starts with a D minor 7 G7, which is a common 2/5 in the key of C. But it vamps and never goes to the key of C. So it's almost like this being a 1 minor 7 going to a 4/7 chord and back and forth. Which makes sense because we then resolve to the 1 major chord. So that is actually the parallel minor to the D major 7. And seeing it as a 4/7 chord makes sense as well, because a 4/7 usually calls for a sharp 11. Remember, coming from the Lydian, calling for a Mixolydian sharp 11 chord, which is the C sharp in the G chord, and that's actually in the melody. So that makes sense. So now we're here. Starting at the A section, the D major 7 is the 1 chord. And now let's look how it continues. The B flat diminished 7 chord doesn't make sense without knowing what's coming up. We see a 2/5 again here. A minor 7 D7 resolving to the G major chord. And then when you look back, this makes sense. That's actually a 5/7 of the D7 chord, because a diminished 7th chord can always be interpreted as the dominant 7 flat 9 chord a half step below. So this is actually an A7 flat 9. And then that's the 5 of the D7 flat 9. But the B flat isn't the root. The G major 7, which can be seen as a 4 major 7 chord in the key of D, very often resolves to a minor major 7 chord, which it does here, and then continues usually to a 3 minor 7. This is a dominant chord. And now let's look at it. We have a chain of dominant 7 chords. F sharp 7 going to B7, and these are only alterations in the harmonic melody line. So the 13 to a sharp 5 to a 9 to a flat 9. And that resolves to the E7 right here. And that resolves to the A7, all dominant resolutions, and the last dominant resolution to the D minor 7 again. Then this makes sense again. That's then the Mon chord, though this being a 2/5. And now let's look what we have omitted. There's a 2/5 as well here. The B minor 7 to the E7. And the B flat 9 is actually a substitute dominant of the E7. It's a tritone substitution. So that's actually, and that is usually done with a dotted line, the resolution. So that this is the sub 5 going to the A7. And that's the whole A section. Now let's look at the B section. That's pretty much straightforward. We modulate to the key of F, so that's a 2, 5, 1. We're in the key of F here. And now we modulate to the key of E flat. 2, 5, 1. Very straightforward. That's Dorian, Mixolydian, Ionian. Dorian, Mixolydian, Ionian. And here we go back A7 flat 9, which is the 5 of the D major 7. And then the last A section is the same. Form is AABA. And that's the whole analysis of wave. So that's the analysis. And now let's do a little playing. For the comping, I did a lesson on wave comping with bass note where I explain in detail the chords and the way it is played. Also, when you want to just play, improvise, play the chords with a play along, there's a play along I did on wave. You can check that out as well. So here we go. So that was a lesson on wave with analysis, comping, melody and chords. And I hope you enjoyed it, and always have fun practicing, and hope to see you soon again at Lothar's Guitar School, and don't forget to subscribe. Take care and bye-bye.